Grand Rising, my brother.
Grand Rising, my brother. What's happening?
Right here. Ladies and gentlemen, today is our recap show for season one, the Humblest Opinion. The Humblest Opinion, of course, is brought to you by AB2C Broadcasting, Professional Renaissance Protection Services, and BKRB TV. Um, First and foremost, if anybody listened, even if it's for 1 second, we want to thank you and say a special appreciation for you giving your time. You could have been anywhere else in the world. You could use any other format, you know, wherever else it would be. Anybody who liked, shared, and subscribed and listened, we appreciate you. We gratefully appreciate you going with us on this journey, coming to the knowledge of self and ourself and our things. So, um, as we bring our season one to a close, we want to, of course, just recap, talk about some of the things that we spoke about um, on this first season. We'll be having many more, hopefully. And, just gonna glance over it, talk about what we talked about, put it out there. But again, what's your thoughts?
First off, I want to reiterate what it is that you were saying in reference to being grateful to those who have been with us on this journey. We didn't know where it was going to go, but so far we've been getting, fairly good reviews, good subscriptions. I want everyone to hit the like button, subscribe, share. Let's get this message and this information out there. Now, we're speaking about recapping. We've covered so many topics and there's so many more to cover, but we've covered a lot of topics over the course of the season. Early on, we're speaking about choosing the right kind of woman, identifying what a queen is, and going after that particular queen. Also, if you choose yourself a hoe, you can't be taking it personal. If people talking about the hoe, come on, if you chose a hoe, they're talking about a hoe. I don't understand how you feel.
You
That
met
it's
her,
okay.
Hoed. You saw her. You probably saw
Right,
that
but
tape.
right, so this is what I'm saying. So what if she used to be a porn star? What you're saying to me is that everyone around the world is supposed to delete their videos, on whatever places were making their money or their views off of it, supposed to just take it down and now say, hey, she's found someone now, so we supposed to just forget about the past. No,
She
no,
belongs
no,
to the
no, no.
streets.
No, right, you gotta be real with yourself, man. Gotta be real with yourself, okay? Nobody's saying that you gotta continuously live in the past, all right? But you have to understand that those things were done. So if you decide to ride the Maverick, gonna go with old living single quote there now. If you decide to ride that Maverick, man, listen, whatever it is, okay, that Maverick carrying on with you, we're gonna have to be a part of that. That's just life. We've covered so many topics, in reference to racism, in reference to indoctrination, in reference to miseducation, and how we've become so Europeanized, to bleaching ourselves to try to be a different complexion, because as far as we're concerned, that is what's right. Lighter or white is right. All this through the miseducation with things such as religion, just general education in the schools, and of course the mainstream media, that has everyone believing that you have to look this particular way while they're busy trying to look like us. There's been so many things taking place in the world, the pandemic for one, depopulation for another, that's been going on for many years. This is just another move. And, the fact that we got so many lab rats proud to show off the fact that, they on this hamster spinning wheel, taking this job and, just bragging about the fact that,
Putting the
hey,
badge on social media. Oh, I got it vaccinated. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got that. Smiling and laughing. Lab rats. Lab rats.
there are people who literally have the tattoos on their body, bro.
What?
People tattooing Pfizer and Moderna and freaking AstraZeneca on their body, my brother.
Wow.
Okay. They literally, I mean, sometimes the lab rats brand themselves, but you even gotta brand them, bro.
Wow.
You know?
I've actually seen they giving out free tickets to certain airlines, and you get to fly for free and you get a discount. And
What about the millions of dollar lottery, my brother?
yeah, you get a special lottery. If you live, that's what you get.
Right,
So,
right,
come on,
right.
man.
Or if you live long enough to collect, let's say that.
Yeah,
You know.
come on, man. What going on in the world today? Yo, we not reading. We not understanding. And the thing is, they're telling you, look, this is not something that they have composite results on. They don't have no testing. They don't have the wherewithal and resources to say to you, oh well, this is what this is gonna be. They don't know. They don't know what's gonna happen. You know. Then if they had the cure, let's just say they had the cure, and you got three different companies that got the cure. You got Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and you got Johnson and Johnson, and they all come together. No, they don't come together and just okay, let's stomp this out. No, 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 no.
Right. Everyone's
They
competing. And
uh,
each one of these people have had many class action lawsuits against them over the course of the years for the damage that they've done to people around the world. And we still listening to them. Like how like who's do that, man? Like how we get here? How did we get to the level of stupidity that we are at now? Because this is going to in actual history, this is going to be labeled as the stupid era. When people go back in history, they're going to be like, damn, it's like the dumbest time in history. And you got to remember, the Caucasoids used to live in caves, and they wasn't even as dumb as these people. My God, the hell is going on?
we at a point where we people looking back. We don't know how they can look and judge what been going on because right now, it ain't really looking like it making the most of sense as far as some of the things. You mean to tell me you're gonna check me with something like I don't know what end up? Like hold on. You can go to the restaurant and buy something and you don't know what in it. If you go to Burger King or McDonald's or something, you know what that burger should be there. You know what I mean? You don't really know the cow too deep. You don't really know this or that, but you know this should be the basic tenets. You have no idea. And I don't care who is going to say that they have an idea as to what they're getting. They don't know. They are lying. They do not know what is in the vaccine. They do not know. You know what they tell you, but you don't know.
And even in that, they don't ever tell you everything. That's the first thing. They don't ever tell you everything.
Right, right. So bear in mind all this pandemic has been going on through all of this with our show, and you know, thank you guys, like I said, for tuning in, taking some time. Of course, elections in different countries been going on, and you have some changes in leadership in some places. Some people that just outright just change the vote, just know, you know, like in Uganda and Bobby Wine and those other individuals, they went asleep. The night before they was up 68% to like almost 18% of the vote. Only was 18 or whatever percentage left, and they woke up in the morning and they ended up losing by a couple hundred million. Or a couple, couple well million. So
Yeah, well, I mean, we had similar situations in America, Then we had situations where people have died mysteriously, because they did not stand vocally, they did not stand for certain things. So we gotta all wonder what's the real agenda, what all was really taking place. Why did all these things happen to go down? Anybody who seems to be against this thing has been removed or has been totally and completely eliminated. We gotta wonder about these situations here. That right there, one of the things we're gonna need back is some common sense, bro. We talked about needing some things back. We can need some time. We need
Speaking
that
of
common
needing,
sense back.
speaking of needing some things back, one of our shows on that point, we apparently, we're gonna need extra days of Black History Month to be a little longer. We gonna need that back. We gonna need, we got the shortest month. The African calendar had 30 days for each month. Times 12, making it 360, and you had a leap year. This was our calendar now. This is the ancient calendar we as Africans were using long before colonization and the quotation marks, the Julian calendar. Who can come in your country and tell you, oh, well, we to Tuesday and Tuesday no more, or this day and the first no more. But this is what happened in our culture, so we gonna need the calendar back. But one, every time as it relates to the days, it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. The shortest Black History Month had the NBA going on and at the championship, so people ain't paying attention to Black History. Then you got the NFL Super Bowl going on. We can need our extra days back. Do we get to carry them over? Do we get to add to the next month? Do we get to take five? What along with the other stuff like the stoplight and the rocket ship and the
Listen,
internet.
we
We can
need
need all
all
that
our
back.
great we need all our great inventions back, but most importantly, we need our goddamn knowledge back. Okay, give our people back their knowledge of self. All right, be honest and truthful, and let these people know what y'all did and what y'all are continuing to do. You understand me? These the things we could really need these shit back, because that's the reason why so many of our people don't know goddamn common sense. All right, they're not able to even see what's right in front of their faces. Running behind the oppressors, defending the oppressors. In all the things that they do. Your whole system is based on our system. Okay, our previous system. The robes, the hats, the ceremonies, from the Pope to every church member to every secret organization, all these things came from us, man.
So
Okay,
we
it's time to
so
fess up. Time to
yeah,
fess up.
yeah. So if we dress up like it, but it wasn't really us, or it wasn't really them, but now we look like it, then we might be able to swing you and make you think, oh, well, no, the Pope is this, but when actually he wearing the hat of Lower and Upper Egypt. We can need all this back. We can need the trophy back. We can need the Grammy Award. We can need which is a representation of Akhenaten and Ptah. We can need the Oscar, the shining silver gold man, which was actually gold as a trophy that was represented to all of our Nubian people and the great people of ancient civilization in Egypt. They gave out this award for the arts. If you were a great individual, a great actor, a great singer, a great whatever, they would give you this trophy. It just so happens. It just so happens. No, it ain't just so happened. These motherfuckers stole it. So, we can need all that back too. It's just a lot of different things. But the sense and the kingdom of the mind is the most important thing. Speaking of what we can need back, we can need some self confidence back. Meghan Markle, I mean, come on, this whole thing been going on, but again, I can't even talk about it no more. What's going on?
This I feel like we didn't beat a dead horse with this. I feel like everyone did beat a dead horse with this particular thing, man. I mean, come on, man. You were a two-bit actress. Yes, you're beautiful. Now you can't take that away from the female. Yes, she's beautiful, but at the end of the day, you are somebody who actually, was just on a show. And man, I used to watch Suits, so I'm not saying it wasn't a good show. I'm just simply saying at the end of the day, we trying to make it seem like this heifer came from royalty or something, and then you could slide over to the most oppressive family in the world and expect something good to come out of it. Come on, man. I mean, this whole thing for show and people giving you all that money for appearances and all this different stuff. Come on, man. I mean, what? So I supposed to give you my money as a poor man to help you live rich? Uh, Come on, man. This the kind of mindset that we have in this world is just atrocious. We need to get back to the black queens. Just need to get back to the black queens, man.
And then all of a sudden, when you ain't rich no more and you don't got security no more, and they basically tell you your child is a nigga. You was a nigga too. You're half nigga child, which which is the most craziest, silliest, stupidest thing in the world. Which the royals, I wouldn't even call them royals, the people, the family, the Windsors of England and London are derivative and have um,
Melanin running through the blood.
what?
Yeah, they all look like farm animals now. Okay, but the fact of the
Exactly.
matter is, yeah, but the fact of the matter is they were derived from the melanated people. That's why I say we need to get back to the queens, get back to the black queens. The black queens need to realize who they are and understand that you don't need that European man. And yes, slavery beat it into you to believe that your black kings could not stand and defend. But we're in a much better position now. And of course us as men, us as men, all these things is what we've covered. Us as men, we need to pick up the mantle and take the bull by the horn, grab our queens and put them back to where they're supposed to be. But we need our queens, to really research who they are, stop this bleaching, stop all this fake weave hair, these eyelashes, big as friggin' cows. You know what I mean? You're looking like a fucking animal now. You ain't even looking like a goddamn human no more. You're looking like an animal. You need to take these things off and realize that you are gorgeous just the way that you are. You don't need to bleach. You don't need to lighten your skin. You don't need to go marry no fucking prince. What you need to do is get yourself a black king and build your own kingdom.
And it's kind of the worst. Just final thing I'm gonna say on this, it's the waste of everything. One, you have somebody that don't know themselves, who doesn't really never claimed her black inheritance or black or melanation, her melanation in herself. She never represented that at all. That's one. And then two, she is, but she'd take the lips, she'd take the body, she'll take the eyes and they take that, but they ain't gonna take so these selectively black people, this is what they and where they're gonna go with all of this stuff. And this is who she is and this is what she represents. She's being accepted, by these Caucasoid individuals, and this is where she's placed herself. She used that, to put herself in a cushy position for jobs. Is she a great actor? Is she more attractive than a great actor? Yeah, yeah, definitely so. So, let's don't beat around the bush about that. But then finally, the 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 image that this next generation is going to see that she need to run to this white man for safety. Oh, he's a soldier. Oh, he's going to protect her. These the same. The grandfather was the one raping him. The grandfather was the one who had African countries and Jamaica and the other places. Her grandparents, oppressed for years. Which is still economically holding the reserves in many of these countries. So I mean, come on, man, what going on?
My thing is, this is the world of information. Okay, this is the age of information. This is what we in now, which means that there's no way that you cannot know what it is that's actually going on. And I mean, it can't be that slow. Just can't be that slow. All right. So when you go and you make these moves, this is a choice. All right. This is an informed decision that you make because there had to be some people, even if it was just your little ghetto friend from back in the day, who's like, "Bitch, you serious? Come on, man. You got to think this thing through." But a lot of people just looking at the paper. We look at the now. We don't look at the future. And I don't see what kind of protection she's getting, seeing as how you're being alienated from the family. People are just giving you all respect, and a lot of people feeling sorry for you all because we've come to this age, and we've been talking about this as well.
Feeling
Where
sorry. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, because that's this the age that we've come to. We create victims, and then we make it seem as if those victims are, just so in need of our protection when they go and they put themselves in certain situations. It's like the mother who, you know, wants to go for the bad boy, the little useless brother on the street, and she don't learn until she given 3, 4, 5, 6 children, and now she looking for a real man because she's a real woman, you know,
She
after
can't
she
find
done,
none. She can't find none
yeah,
now.
right,
All
right.
men are dogs. All of gone. All of
And that's the man's fault. All of a sudden, it's the man's fault. You know, you have to make decisions, man. You have to make decisions, and you have to be responsible for those decisions that you make. Just as the young man on the street who isn't doing what he's supposed to do, and he ends up in jail. He has to take responsibility. He needs to take responsibility for his poor judgment. He needs to do that. So they need to do this as well. And the same thing with the Meghan Markle situation. They need to take responsibility for their actions.
And we've come to a place also where, like I said, but she's pushed the envelope. The people find pride in identifying with the oppressor. Where for some strange reason, this the dude that's been in the NBA. One of my shows, he at the press conference, his proudest, with much pride, he held his head up and said, "Well, my wife is white."
Yes,
As if to say,
my wife is white. My children are mixed. That's an accomplishment. That's the same as winning a
over him being the
championship.
coach, over him
Uh,
being a coach of the being a former NBA coach, an NBA player, and a former Division 1 coach, and
right.
now he's at one of the most prestigious
None
universities.
of
It don't
that is
matter.
important. None of that is important
My
about
wife
it.
is white. My wife is white, and that's the goal here. That like it doesn't even bear any relevance because your wife ain't playing. Can your wife dunk? Can your wife score? We don't care. Can she
This is what I'm
rebound?
saying. This is what I'm saying.
Does she have any
Was she,
eligibility? Is she going to
what,
go out
what,
there and win you a championship? What the hell we even know? We don't even care.
was she in the WNBA? I don't know. I
No,
mean,
no.
because at the end of the day, how is she relevant to this particular conversation? That's the part I don't understand. How the hell is she relevant?
Nobody
Okay,
cares.
no, so yeah, that was just another thing that's been going on, and since we on the NBA, speaking about Kwame and how these people just been coming at him, he just got tired and just lashed out, and Charlemagne the God had to go and apologize to him because just as you pulling up files, he have files on you too, my brother.
All right then.
You know,
Just
he
because
have
somebody
files
is
on you
saying that,
too.
just because somebody ain't putting themselves in a position to be out there, don't mean they ain't been watching. You know what I mean? This man, he took the abuse pretty much from he was 18 years old up to 30 to today. This man about to be 40 something. Come on, man. There's
Yeah,
been
just
worse players than him,
he
and y'all
just reached
still
the
will leave this
point.
man alone.
Yeah, just reached the point of getting goddamn tired, and you just can't blame him, man. You know what I mean? He come and spitting fire, and as most of the people who've been speaking about this have mentioned, the brother have nothing to lose. See,
He,
these people are being paid by the oppressor. They got the white man job. They on television, on radio, playing on these teams. They have contracts that they have to live up to. You understand? This man don't have nothing to lose. So when you coming at him, that's the wrong person to be freaking with, man.
he done
I mean,
made
a
his
junkyard
money.
dog with the back to the wall.
Yeah, he done made his money. He done did his years. He done won whatever else he had to won. He's paid. He did well for himself economically. He ain't broke. He ain't hurting for no money. He's done the anti, typical athlete kind of thing. So, you know, why is he still a joke? Why is you still calling this man name? Y'all ain't calling the other people from Europe who y'all give $80 million, i.e., Timothy Mozgov, for 4 years, $60 million. Y'all ain't calling Keith Van Horn who y'all signed $100 million, who instantly got hurt for 4 straight seasons and then retire. Y'all ain't calling for heat pocket. I mean, well, come on, what? This is not the case. Were actually in similar or even worse situations with this gentleman. So leave the man alone, man. What? Why are we trying? Why not we? Why are they? I mean, we know why, but we could see that they're trying to make a scapegoat in a negative way of the black man's image, and he called them out on it. He told them like, y'all got a bunch of coons on TV, you have a bunch of people who calling and saying a bunch of stupid stuff. You
Right.
know,
Exactly. And that's the thing right there. You want to identify as a warrior when you're picking on the underdog, but you don't want to identify as a warrior when it comes to the oppressor, when
And
it
you
comes
work
to
for
the
them.
people you're working for, the people
Right.
that you're working on the side of. You want to identify as somebody that you're not. So now, while we're on the identification crisis, we come to the point now where science is no longer that. I can now say that I am a woman. I identify as that. But that's the part I don't understand. If I could identify as something that I'm
And
clearly
people have
not.
to respect that. And people have to respect that
Yes,
now,
all
apparently.
right. And people have to respect that. Why I can't identify as vaccinated? I don't understand that.
Why can't I identify as like a billionaire? And the bank,
Well,
I just go to the bank and say, no, your
I,
guys are being financially separatist.
but that's what I'm saying. I mean, I should be able to go to the counter, okay,
I
and
identify.
give them my debit card. It only needs that. It doesn't matter the amount of money that's on it because I'm supposed to be able to identify as a black card holder and go and get me a private jet. You understand me? And fly me and at least with 8 other of my friends, okay, to the casino. I supposed to identify as I can identify as Floyd May fucking Weather,
Right.
okay? And y'all
Right.
motherfuckers need to be bringing me a $5 million line of credit for me to be able to enjoy myself and book out the friggin' top floor because this is how I roll. So why can't I identify as that? Y'all need to respect my identification,
Creation. I mean, come
okay?
on. Since that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, right? What can we identify? So okay, somebody commits a crime, God, they don't identify as an individual, in court. Are they still guilty? Do they get to go free? Or I mean, how's it all working? You gotta bear in mind, you open up one can, you gotta open all the can. You gotta make sure
Because
there's
that's the
just log
thing.
and
Hey,
way.
you make a very good point, because here it is now, we're speaking about court. It takes a long time for these cases to come up. So if I get locked up as Malik Adegamba, and by the time as the case comes out, I identify as Melissa,
Right, somebody else. I wasn't young.
okay,
It wasn't me.
then this case needs to be dismissed because this obviously is not the individual that y'all got. This person doesn't identify as that. Y'all need to find the person who identifies as Malik Adegamba,
Right.
okay, and charge him because this person don't identify as that. Case should be dismissed. All right, and if you consider those things to be really stupid, then maybe you need to realize how stupid what is going on actually is.
This is the conundrum in the society that people are heading towards. What are we doing? What is going on? What is going on? When we started our show, just to talk on other issues, we started our show. Um, we had a yeah, we had a I guess if cryptocurrency would have been around maybe like $9,000 when we started. If you'd bought one Bitcoin, you might have had 50,000 or 40,000 is up to 40 something thousand as it is now. We had an expert on the field and come on our show and talk about cryptocurrency and money matters and so on. So you could add some soft money, you know,
Yeah.
if you did the right things. Then Ethereum's went up, and then Dogecoin has went up, and then come back down, and so on and so forth. So, we talk about a wide
So,
range of things.
but financial security is something that our people really need to learn and understand because we're far behind with it because we feel like we can't do it. Now, mind you, one of the main reasons why is because of lack of unity. And I'm explaining what I'm saying. We have had the Tulsas, we have had the other city that was overthrown because it
It
was
was hundreds of them
run.
actually.
Yes, it was literally run by blacks, right? And it was overthrown. But the thing about it is our problem is that we don't rise up as a people when something happens to one set. If we come together and say, listen, man, you touch one black person, right? 10, 20 of y'all need to disappear for every one. We come to that mindset and that mentality, people will start to leave us alone. All right. But we're in an age now where they're trying to kill you with viruses, rather than blowing you up now because, technology is there and there are going to be more people who are even not in what they consider to be your race, who are going to stand up and say, hey, we're not going to take this. So this is the reason why we're at a point, I feel, where you can do better now. Come together as a unit. There's 100 over here, there's 500 over there, there's 10,000 over there, and they all come together and build the things that we really need, which is our own schools, our own hospitals, our own food stores and farming, our own farms, our own farm distribution outlets. All right, these are the things that we require on our own banks, and let's get ourselves to where it is that we need to be. So one of the things that we discuss on the show, and we'll continue to discuss on the show, is financial intelligence, financial security, financial
Right.
stability,
Right.
financial education.
Of our many guests that we had on the show, we had Brother Doyle Roberts. Like I said, look, we spent a professional in the area of cryptocurrencies. He gave you a course. He gave you a smorgasbord of how you can make this money. Just go back and listen. Quality from top to bottom. We had other political, from the political parties represent themselves. The DNA candidate for one of the political parties, Mr. Lamont Evans, came on to our show. And I thought
Lamont Nixon, yeah,
Lamont
Mr.
Nixon,
Lamont.
apologies. Lamont Evans is somebody else. But Lamont Nixon came on to our show. We also had another gentleman. We asked this random white guy. Hey, come tell us how you feel on some of these issues. Just because it was a polarizing thing on some issues. And
And that was very entertaining and also very informative.
entertainment.
And
Right.
we shall be having him back. We
Yeah.
shall be having him back. As long as he doesn't have a problem, because the penis envy was mentioned, and as long as there's no, as long as that's not too much of a problem, we'll definitely have no problem with having the brother back on. Because what we need to understand is this: we have been indoctrinated to feel like everyone is our enemy, when that's actually not the case, you
Right.
know. But the first thing we need to do is get our own people right. And then I say I have no problem with us forging certain alliances with people, because hey, nobody is an island. Even the biggest countries in the world had to get alliances with people in order for them to survive, in order for them not to crumble, in order for them not to be taken over. Right.
Right.
So at some point, of course, those things are going to be necessary. We just got to get ourselves right first. But it's always good to see what the other side is thinking. And we had a great opportunity to find that out through Ask a White Guy.
And that is also one of the greater problems with black people in general. If who are our allies? There is nobody that's openly, blatantly talking about and saying, "Look, we stand with this." On another level that recently happened in far as conflict that's been going on. Palestinians and Israelis. It's not a conflict. It's genocide. It's a land grab. I don't care who's watching. I don't care who's listening. The Palestinians allowed these individuals to come, and this was supposed to be a period of time to catch themselves, and now they're taking over the country, and they bombing them and using weapons on them in their own place. Didn't have a guest on that point, but we did have Brother Andre on our show. We did have a gentleman that was well versed in the Caribbean, from one specific Caribbean island, I think Jamaica for sure, talking about some of the things that plagues this country, and pretty much gave us a look into the fact that wherever you go, for the most part,
It's pretty much the same. It's
the
pretty
same
much the same
tactics, right?
as it relates to the African diaspora. It's pretty much the same thing.
So they've thought. So that means they've thought about this. They've tried to uniform this process of repression and this economics and division and divisiveness. Yeah, religion. How we get white. How if he come from Africa,
Yes,
he get
yes,
white. How we get on the cross and we carry our people getting tattoos of crosses on their body. Someone shot you and then walking around with the gun or got a tattoo of the gun that they kill you. Like, is that reverence? I mean, I don't know. What are we talking about? All of these things was mentioned, on the shows here when we had some of our guests come on,
Yeah,
and we're grateful
and
for them.
we can't forget the great KCX. You know,
Exactly, one of our best, highest shows.
yes, yeah, that's one of the most watched shows. Brother KCX, he dropped a lot of knowledge, from what is necessary to be a real man, and trying to get these men to be men instead of being the girls that the mainstream media and the agenda is trying to get them to be. But he spoke on many important issues. One that's going to be a real issue for the Bahamas itself. In short order, is the WTO, and putting real emphasis on what's been taking place. This is a brother who has been doing this for more than 30 years. I think he has something like maybe 50,000 or more videos that he's then put out. He's already put out over the course of the years. That's how long he's been doing that. To accumulate and amass that kind of an archive, you had to be busy. You had to be really busy. So it's been great. It's been great, having people of that caliber with that wealth of knowledge on the show, being able to see what's going on, and that's definitely a show that people need to go check out. Get this information, man. Get all this information. The shows are
Definitely,
there. Get this information.
definitely. So, on some of the points, just a wealth of knowledge, a broad cornucopia of personalities and people coming across, offering their humblest opinion on certain ideas and certain thoughts relative to what we see and what's been going on here in the country and across the world. But finally, one of the greatest speakers of our time, Dr. Umar, was on a show or a platform here, talking about some not polarizing issues, the truth. How now, the snow bunnies crisis, and the interracial agenda in media and the homosexual agenda, and then how is it that the Asian hate gets the legislation immediately, and then all this other Israeli, we stand with Israel and so on. How does this all happen? But the black people are the ones who put you in power and voted for you and campaigned, and you know, I don't know. But yeah, well, hit me. Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't understand it myself. We're talking about centuries, okay, of decimation, murder, rape, being taken advantage of, and you have the audacity to tell people, boy, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But when you get in power, you ain't say a damn thing about no black people. All right, the only thing y'all want the blacks to do is to get vaccinated. That's the only thing y'all talking about with blacks. Oh yeah, and of course you could be a part of the transgender crew, because the Black Lives Matters. That's what they're all about. Transgender. Equality. Removing the gender. The gender blockades that divide us, by making men women, or women men, but not one damn thing about trying to save our people, which is something that Charlemagne the God actually spoke about. And like I said, I don't agree with everything that comes from them, but he was on 100% on point, in my opinion, with that
Yeah,
one. When he said, hey, I mean, we got all these things going on. Y'all don't come died not one damn time, not rushing to do a shit. But all of a sudden now, we gotta get this to black people. Come on, man.
yeah. You come with this one now. You all of a sudden, you could be a sissy. You could bleach your skin. You could you could identify as something else. But not really who you are, and you could change that. You could change your mind. You could go one way and then come back. You could get vaccinated, but you can't play your music too loud. You can't, you know, be somewhere that you ain't supposed to be, as a black person. All the different stuff. You got name some more stuff that black people can't do. You can't apparently
You 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 can't you
criticize.
can't you cannot identify as white.
Good, damn, good point. Great point.
You can't identify as white, but you can identify as a goddamn woman if you're a man. Okay, some serious shit. I can't identify as Chinese. I can't be Arab. I can't be East Indian. I can't be none of these things.
Right. You can't identify as another race. You got to be who you is. Cause nigga, we see you.
But you can't see me as a man, being born as a man. All I gotta do is put on some fucking weave, or even go to the greatest extent and get my damn nuts cut off. Okay, and suddenly I'm a female, but I can't identify as white. So even if I bleach my skin to the point of skin annihilation, and I now look like a Caucasoid. I can't identify as a Caucasoid. Y'all still have me on the paper as friggin' black, which in
Right.
itself is not a race in any event. And we spoke about the creation of race as well. These are
Right.
things that you need to go and look into. You gotta go check this out. So much information is on the show. Tell us, it's crazy. But what's even crazier is that we've done over 30 shows, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet. There's so many
Right.
different topics that we gotta come with. But we need y'all to get caught up, man. We need y'all to get caught up. So you gotta subscribe, listen to the videos, get this knowledge, share it with the people. Share, 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 share.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
are.
so we
Yeah,
can get the word there.
we are doing our best to present. Kwame Brown said this. I never thought I'd be quoting Kwame Brown, but he said there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of people that have a platform or trying to use their platform to talk about and talk for the oppressor. He said there's not a lot of people, that are in the manly male image offering this information, and we stand for that. We don't ascribe nothing. I don't ascribe nothing over black. This is who we are. This is who we are the greatest. And I affirm that the history, the numbers, the statistics affirm who we are in our greatness. And we're not trying to prove nothing. We try to tell you, we're trying to show you because this is not shown. This is not in schools. You're seeing on your Fox News or your CNN or whatever. They ain't trying to tell you this, but this is what we want you to know. So, but yeah, man, anything we omitted? Anybody, anything? What's relevant?
Well, I mean, the only thing that's going on to uh my all-seeing eye, you know, is the removal of all of our rights, slowly but surely. And you have people defending it. You have people fighting you down because you want to speak up and say, hey, maybe this is just not the way to go. Maybe we may want to hear what the other side has to say instead of just a bunch of censorship. People can't utilize certain words. You can't make certain movements on social media. Mainstream media is not giving you the truth. They're not giving you the full information. This right here, to me, is the gravest concern that we have right now. This is more grave even than the people who are out there killing our black brothers and sisters, and that's grave. But we're on a level now where they're trying to depopulate the entire earth. They're coming after everybody this time, but they're also targeting the blacks because they know that we have those underlying conditions of obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancers, asthma, hypertension, all these things. We have these things. They are things that, and there's no such thing as it's genetic. What it is that if your mom been eating hog all her life and you gone eating the same damn hog, whatever the frig the hog give her, the hog can give you. So that's what it's been. And so since they already know this, because we still eating chitlins, man. We still eating chitlins. People still eating tripe. Okay, same thing, intestines. We still eating chicken foot and pig foot and cow foot and ass and whatever as a people because of our indoctrination, because that's all that we had. They gave us what they threw away, what they did not want. And we're still glorifying these things. We need to get to the point where we're gonna rise up against the oppression. I think it's time.
Yeah, and with some people we didn't mention, but we mentioned, we kind of glanced over. But hey, we didn't mention them purposely because they have been sent off to the Canary Islands. Or the Canary University. We also had to make some trades. Just for the greater, for the greater.
Yeah, just for the greater good, man. Just for the
we had to
greater
let
good of the race. Yeah.
we had to let some people go. They can't be considered black anymore. It just didn't make sense. Sorry, hey, we had to let Oprah go. We had to let her go. It
I
wasn't waking. It wasn't waking up.
I feel like they need to go and check out the shows to get to hear exactly who all was traded. Okay, on almost every show, we send some people off to the Canary Islands. Think you need to go and check those shows out so you could see and know exactly who we're talking about and why we had to either trade them, send them on an all-paid, full-fledged, never to return, one-way ticket vacation to the Canary Islands, or just send them to the local Canary University where their Canary skills can be utilized.
Yeah, we had to let some people go. Of those people. But Bill Gates had his own island on the Canary Island. He actually is one of the founders. Trying to kill everybody, trying to tell everybody they should have one wife, they should have one this, they should have one life. Sometimes people, you don't even try to make them. You trying to even make sure that some people don't even have one life. Putting vaccines into them. You predict the pandemic, and then it happened. What? Who? What? So you're not a technology person no more. You're a fortune teller now. No, he did it. He started it.
Apparently so. Him and Marty Nordich must be related.
You and Cleo. You Cleo. And then certain people on the Canary Island. Come on, man. Like you initiated some stuff. He started some stuff. Just so happens that they want to run some patents on these cures and patent on these things. It's a lot going on. But and then now all of a sudden his if you want to call it a relationship. We talked about compersion. Brother Gamba is adept on some of those things, compersion and polygyny and so on and so forth. Now to choose a wife and what's going on, but they're telling you, or Bill Gates was telling you that he was married to one woman, and they have a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but you have a side chick, and then the side chick, she don't have, she don't have a foundation. I mean, does she get like a sideline or a byline in the name? Is it the big? Is it the Bill, Melinda, and the side chick foundation? I mean, how come she don't get no credit?
I
Okay, cool.
I think that's what was going on, but they just refused to mention it ever in the media.
Yeah, I mean, can she get some credit? You know what I mean? Can because she's important too. Everybody's special. But and then she want to leave, and she saw something, but he got a side chick, but he friends with Epstein, and he came over to his house every 2 weeks or for 2 months and stayed overnight just to observe the art, ladies and gentlemen, just the art. That's all he wanted to do, just the art. The art of what we don't know. The art,
Yeah.
it was unconclusive. Then he magically disappears. I mean, come on, man. Like, look, these is what was going on, and then after him and his wife break up, all of a sudden the CDC comes out and says, no, 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 you don't have to wear your mask no more. No, 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 you might not have to this. You might have to do that. Just no. Sorry, we broke up. That's over now. What?
Yeah, so who knows? It may be connected. Maybe you might want to look into that. Maybe you
Yeah,
might just want to look into it.
and it's just it's a tragedy. It's irony and tragedy all at the same time for all of this to all to be going on. And what was upwards of the last 6 months, 5 months of what's been going on our show, we had to check some things. We try to bring it to your attention, and our goal is, not to make up your mind, not to make you feel any kind of way, but just to make you, to help you think. Hey, look at it from this point of view. Look at it from that point of view.
And that's all we really want to do. We just want to help you to think. That's it. That's it. Nothing more. Try to get you to think because we can only give our humble opinion. All right, these things are not in certain ledgers and scientific journals and history journals. Well, quite a bit of the information that we give is actually 100% accurate, and you can find in certain places. But everything that we say is not, even though you can find it and hear it from certain scholars, those things may not be documented the way that they should be. All right, so you may need to go and dig further or go in a different direction than you've been programmed to do. So the only thing that we're asking of anyone who listens to the show, think outside the box. Let's try to become critical thinkers. Let's try to become free thinking people. All right, don't just take whatever they give you as information. Don't just take whatever we give you as information. Always do your research. Always go and look into these things so that you can see what it is that is going on.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us in season one of the Humblest Opinion. We appreciate all of the your time that you've spent. Any click, like, share, subscribe, anything. Anything that you've shared and passed on, we definitely want to appreciate, and we do appreciate that you've been a part of. You've been a part of this. So we are assured that we will be back, Lord willing, God willing, to bring you some more quality programming, some more quality ideas. Our show is, progressively getting better. We are thankful and grateful for all of the people that have joined us, all the people that have listened. I'm grateful to my co-host, Brother Gamba, has wealth of knowledge in different areas that brings his viewpoint, candor, and humor to this platform.
Grateful to you too, my brother. Grateful to you too.
Yeah. So, there's a lot that we've covered. We've taken the time to, and it's all just simply just to, hopefully make our black mind, our melanated minds, a better place. So this is what and where we want to go with this. We thank you. We'll be back shortly. We can't give a date. We will be back shortly. You will, of course, be able to have the humblest opinion. More revamps, more guests, more individuals. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe. Brother Gambo, final words, final thoughts.
That's all we need the people to do, man. Like, share, subscribe. Take this time, the short break that we're taking. Take this time to acquaint yourself with the show. Go over any shows that you've missed, because it's a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of information out there. Again, we appreciate you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to listen to us. We have some subscribers who view us every single day. All right, we love you all from the bottom of our heart. And those who get it when they can, we love you all too. All right, so just looking forward to some more time, some more information. Season 2 will be better than season 1, but get yourself caught up until then.
Until next time, thank you for joining us.
See, there we go. I know destination, you never been there before. Oh, no reservation, come on, let's go and explore. If you never know before, well, it's your chance to know.